Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cup on Tequila Aficionado Media. I'm sorry. Rick and I are just having way too much fun. Because, I'll tell you why. Because we have been tasting and dissecting Los Sundays. Los Sundays, Sunday, okay? We fell all over ourselves with the quality of the Blanco. We loved the Reposado, which is like a day. It's a hair under a full-fledged añejo. But this one, I'm a little afraid now. I'm very afraid because
we always get a little bit worried with the infused.
Yeah, you can do infusions really well. I know I've said this in the past. I think that diffuser-made tequilas, tequilas made with diffusers, lend themselves to infusion much better than the average tequila that is a full 80 proof, 100% agave tequila.
Yeah. So this one would technically be a liqueur because it's 35%.
It's
right?
35. Okay, so now I feel better, but still, it's coconut. So. Rick and I, if you don't know what we're talking about, watch some of the other videos that Rick and I have done. We've had some mango flavored stuff that's just been horrendous.
Now we have had some good infusions as well, but the vast majority tend to not be worth it.
Yeah, and there have been some that have not even said that they were infused with anything, and they have
end up infused.
Yeah, and they have been infused, and just awful. So again, we're just going to taste the juice. We broke open the seal just as okay, now it's at a lower ABV, so the bubbles aren't going to be.
They went pretty fast.
Yeah, they dissipate pretty quickly. But so I'm glad you pointed that out, that it's a lower ABV. I like that. That's good. I'm going to use a Stossel Jarrito with the one I normally use for mezcal. It's got a wider mouth surface.
I have the Tequila Stossel Jarrito.
The Tequila Stossel. And is it just me, Rick, or does this one look a little like it's a little off color? It's not as bright looking as the Blanco was? Or am I just seeing things?
Is it like just a hair whiter?
Yeah, it's not. Oh, look at that! Check that out. Look at this bottle. It's got like a palm tree on it. It's It's embossed in the mold. That's kind of cool. I didn't notice that. Oh, because it's a coconut tree, right? Okay.
Well, that's actually on all of the bottles, though.
It is?
Yeah.
Wow, I have not. This bottle is completely smooth. So unless
it almost feels like a generic bottle, except for that little, palm tree that's raised there.
Well, I guess it has to do with it's the same thing that's on the logo right here on the back. See that little palm tree right there? So it's kind of like, it's a paradise in a hammock or something. It's kind of that vibe. But it just looked to me like it was a little bit off color, like it's not the bright, the bright white color or pale, This one's
still pretty clear to me.
Okay, well then maybe I'm just seeing things, but
for a lower ABV, it still has pretty good legs and tears.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous on your glass. I'm not sure I can see. Oh, there it goes. Oh yeah. Wow, they're thick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's the nose like? Here we go.
Wow.
Holy.
The Blanco is there. Yeah, there's definitely some coconut jumping up out of the glass.
Yeah.
But, that bright agave is still there, from the Blanco.
So it's 35, which is considered a liqueur in the United States?
I believe so. If it's under 80 proof and it's infused, it would be a liqueur, right?
Because I'll have to check on the rules and regs on that. I know that at 35 to 38, that's Mexican/European bottling as well. I think you're right, though. I think that does what do they call it? Do they call it liqueur? I haven't even read the labels. That's how busy we've been. I haven't even had a chance to look at what.
Blanco tequila with natural coconut flavor.
Okay, well, natural coconut flavor, 100% puro de agave, 35% alcohol. Imported from Los Andes Company, of course, Miami.
Let's see if the website has anything on it.
Obviously, it's gluten-free, but guess what, folks? Every tequila is gluten-free.
Yeah, no wheat in my agave.
Yeah, see, you don't need wheat when you have, the plant. And even a mixto has to be made with a sugar, a certain percentage of sugar, or Mexican sugar, piloncillo. Some of the really good ones are using a piloncillo, so it's not even cane sugar. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit different.
So it says they are infusing it with their all-natural coconut extract during the last few hours of the distillation process. So are they doing that? Would that mean they're doing it between the distillations? They do the first pass and then they're putting it in doing the second pass?
I'm not sure what that process is all about. I'm not sure what the infusion. I think the infusion happens after distillation because it has to be double distilled. I think if you put your flavoring, it depends on when flavoring can be placed. The CRT allows for 1% of additives in tequila. It's allowed. That's part of the normas. So this whole thing about additive free, that's just a ghost campaign, in my opinion, because it is allowed by the normas. Some of them do it quite well. They do it for consistency's sake. Others do it more naturally, and somewhere in the process, my understanding is that it's done after distillation. I could be wrong because I know when you do mixtos, I think the mixto is actually the sugar is put in during fermentation, if I'm not mistaken, and then distilled twice. I think if this were naturally infused, I would wait. Personally, I would wait till at the end. So they're distilling it either to proof or to a higher proof, watering it down, and when they cut it, that's when they add the infused coconut, natural coconut.
That's what I would expect.
Yeah. Because I think
the way they're saying it here, though, it's.
See, if you distill an infusion, I think you would lose it. Wouldn't you lose it? Wouldn't it just evaporate?
Right.
You'd be left with nothing.
Well.
Okay. Well, it's pleasant coconut. It's a little bit of powder.
It is. It's not it's not a cloying, aroma. I guess I can take them at their word that it's natural coconut and it is not smelling like it's overly done.
My bottle may have a little bit more alcohol coming through, but again, I'm using the wider mouth surface, so I'm getting a lot more of that coconut.
Should I run mine through the infuse?
If you do, here's a tip though, folks. Pro tip: if you're using an infused tequila and running it through an aerator, remember when you're done, rinse that aerator in hot water. Rinse it through, because if you don't, that little button you're using will stick. If you wait too long, the sweetness, the sugar, whatever it is, the glycerin makes it stick, and then you'll have a hard time using it properly. So yeah, if you're going to do that, make sure you rinse it through. But if you do, maybe the coconut will be more subtle. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not finding anything that's really bothering me here. I love that I can still pull out a lot of the Blanco.
I think we should dive in. I'm kind of anxious to see what this is going to taste like. That coconut's not unpleasant.
No, it's pretty subtle.
I was expecting a little more harsher coconut because we've had tequilas that did not say that they were enhanced or infused. I can think of one right now called Sparkle Donkey. Sparkle Donkey. It was, I made I made the descriptor that it felt like if you guys have ever dropped a bag of sugar at the supermarket and it breaks open and you're standing right above it and it goes right up your nose. That's what Sparkle Donkey does.
That's where it gets its sparkle.
Yeah, it was Sparkle. Donkey is Sparkalo. But anyway, that was part of their marketing. They had a whole story about El Burro Esparcalo. It was clever, it was cute, it was funny, but I couldn't keep a straight face, and I always want to sound like that when I Sparkle Donkey. But anyway, this is, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me while Rick loses his shit. This doesn't coat the palate like that did. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That was so cloying. It was awful. It was like bazooka bubblegum or something. And this is actually kind of subtle. This is more like a coconut rum or
yeah, it's just an accent, really.
I don't want to like it, but I'm gonna want to like it. I don't know what I would use it for. You know,
use it for what it's made for. You mix drinks with it.
Okay. So anything you would do with like a mojito or like a mojito?
Yeah, or anything fruity.
Mix it with your,
You put the lime in the coconut and you mix them both together.
Put it in your blender, folks, and make a margarita out of it.
And it's for $32. Why not?
Yeah, because you could do worse with some of those mixes that tear up your stomach. There are mixes out there, even margarita mixes that I can't stomach. I know Lisa's talked about this online on some of the tastings we've done. It tears up your stomach. You can't do it. And why bother when you can throw this in and
use this
juice, right?
Use this with a splash of pineapple juice and some soda, carbonated water.
Wow. I'll be truthful. There was a tequila that we had this year. I'm not even going to name names. That didn't say that they had coconut in it. And it's an additive, it's enhanced. That's okay, but they never mentioned that. And it was slight. But what they used as an additive was more cloying than this. This is not bad.
Yeah.
And they're upfront in saying it that, and it's a 35 ABV, which, you cut it with a soda, like you said, with a pineapple in the soda or the jarrito.
Yeah. And
you're good to go. It'd be good for tailgating too, huh?
Yeah. The coconut to me is starting to become a little more toasted as I sit with it.
Yeah, well, when it gets on the palate, I was expecting sweeter, and I didn't get that. I got it more of a nice coating that, again, we got in the Blanco. It had that structure from the Blanco, you know. And the añejo, the reposado was the same way. It had a good mouthfeel, a good structure to it.
Yeah, it's starting to remind me of the toasted coconut that we had picked up in Hawaii. And, it was just very simple. It was just coconut that's toasted. It's not like a lot of the coconut products you get where there's a lot of added sugar to the coconut that really sweetens it. It's just kind of the honest coconut.
Yeah. Uh, shall we agree on this? This is
He
very promising.
go for it. Yeah, in the infused category.
The infused category, and at that particular ABV too, because we've had infusions and higher ABVs, which were done well. And oh wow, man, every one of these has surprised me. Every single
Yeah,
one.
we've been blown away by this line. We were not expecting this quality, and it's wonderful.
And you know, if Rick likes it, if he hasn't spit it out and told you not to put it,
Oh my God, I
yeah,
have I well
I've
I
really put Rick through the
I've
ringer.
been brutally honest with some infusions on the show.
I feel bad because I really have put him through the ringer. You know, when we get these new flavors and stuff like, oh, I think I'll send it to Rick, and you know, and so, but every time, yeah, when we mention certain brands, he gets this really bad shiver up his spine.
Yeah, it's like when I have some good stuff, I get like these positive shivers down my spine, but it's the shiver going down the spine. When you have something really bad, it's like the shiver crawls up your spine.
Yeah, and he, when I reminded him of one of those off camera, he just, oh god, he just had a convulsion. Uh, I, I'm not an infusion guy. I'm really people.
Yeah.
You guys know me. I'm a traditionalist. You know, I'm a purist. But there's something to be said about how this is done, and I like the fact that they're using real tequila instead of the diffuser stuff.
Yeah.
Which, see, and again, I said that at the beginning. Those that are using diffusers are great if they're doing infused, because it really lends itself to barrel aging, infusion. But when you make it out of a 100% agave tequila, it's an art. You can either get it right or you can mess it up. And I think they got it right on this one. I think they got it right on this one. I'm.
Yeah, I agree.
What's our pricing on that again? What did you say it was?
Starting at $32.
I think if you make this in if you got a house margarita recipe that you like making for your friends, throw that in there
Totally.
and call it yours. You
Yeah.
know,
No, I'm gonna have fun throwing this into the different drinks that I make here. I'm
yeah,
gonna try some different stuff.
it's and it's not a party tequila. It's not something This is very cocktail friendly. That's a cocktail
Yeah.
friendly coconut infusion of a 100% at 35 ABV.
Yeah, you don't want to mask it with a lot of heavy stuff. I would take a light approach, like what I said before. A splash of pineapple and some soda, or you could do a splash of lime. Um, I think it would. It's here where I am. I've got lots of prickly pear that grow on my property,
Oh wow, prickly pear
and
margaritas.
and I harvest that every year. And so I think this would be great with a splash of prickly pear as well.
Oh, you dog, you better invite
Prickly
me.
pear, splash of lime,
Yeah.
give it a beautiful color.
Oh my goodness. You dog. Well, there you go. There's your Make one, put it on Instagram, tag us. We'll put it in the magazine, man. Because I'm telling you, I'm impressed. I like it. And the Brand of Promise nominee in that infusion category, ladies and gentlemen, Los Sundays. These folks just acquired $3.5 million in a not a crowd fund, but actually they raised enough capital, and they're going to go after a lot of states. They're going to be throughout the United States in major areas.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't let the labeling and bottling fool you.
Yeah. If you're not a big fan of their Instagram, don't worry about it. Hopefully they'll be able to fix that or guide it in the right direction. But I'm not a big fan of infused, stuff, because there have been, again, I mentioned a couple that were just a bunch of dogs, man.
Most of the infusions we review, I never empty the bottle. I'll get to the bottom of this bottle.
You'll that's a threat, folks. But just to be quick, I'll let you know that this distillery is Destiladora del Valle. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. My Spanish is a bit rusty because my Spanglish is not where it needs to be. My Spanglish is not pretty. Destiladora del Valle del Tequila is 1438 is the nom. Great tequilas come out of there. It is a reputable maquiladora, making some really great brands out there. El Sueño is a mixto coming out with Vivir Tequila, which I loved. Those guys are coming back into the United States. They were UK only for a while. Casa Maestri has been there. Siempre, no, I'm sorry, Siempre. And lots of other ones come out of there. And of course, the flagship, I think, is Doña Celia. She is the matriarch of the distillery. So I'm hoping to be able to get to her and maybe interview her sooner than later for open bar if she'll speak to me. Who knows? But anyway, that's our take on Los Sundays. That's the coconut infused. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That guy out there is
Rick Levy, also in Southern California.
You've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Please subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Give us a like. That helps us on our algorithm. Hit the notification bell because every month now you can stream. First of the month, everything that we've recorded the month before, we stream on the first of the next month, so you can binge watch all the tastings. And people have been doing that. It's really funny that we're actually getting a great response on the binge watching. So hey, binge watch us. Well, watch me break up Rick next month when he falls down laughing. And subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a like, and whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.